Kenny James, the ongoing commentary, as he is wont to do at every table he plays.
Yeah, a little known fact about Mr. James, he was in fact taking acting classes in Hollywood, California when he stumbled upon the game of poker, and he hasn't been going back for auditions since.
Look at Phil Ivey here, a pair of kings. And one of the things you got to like about Phil Ivey, he always seems to get max out of what he has.
Raised to 14,000.
And one of his tricks, if you want to call it that, is playing his Jack-3 the same way he plays his pair of kings, the same way he plays his 8-4. It's very hard to put him on a hand. He'll raise with just about anything in the correct position.
So it's Jerry Fitt who's got to do some thinking here.
And these are the two biggest stacks at our table right now. The guys who least want to confront each other.
Cool.
In a no-limit hold'em tournament, Barry, the big stacks like to pick on the smaller stacks. The guys who can't hurt them, we could have a big confrontation here.
Well, Fitt did call.
Oh, look at this! 4 kings!
My goodness.
And I'll tell you what, Barry, I think Phil Ivey should bet here.
Check.
He just checks.
Yep.
Thinking his hand is just too big to bet, but if he wants to get any action out of Fitt,
well,
Check. Check.
and Fitt
smells
a rat here.
Now Ivey's going to
20,000.
bet a little bit.
20,000 is the bet from Phil Ivey. 53-4 in the pot.
Is Jerry Fitt's 9 enough to compel a 20,000 call here? With 2 kings on board, it makes it less likely that Phil Ivey has a king in his hand. And, of course, astronomically unlikely that he has 2 kings in his hand. Quad kings is the last hand that Jerry Fitt suspects right here.
I raise.
Oh,
He's going to raise.
Okay, now, we know that Phil Ivey is licking his chops. Let's watch to see how Ivey reacts to this bet.
Raise 50,000. 70,000 in total.
The raise is to 70,000.
Let's see how long Ivey takes. 50,000 to merely call. Will he merely call or re-raise? And I like that Ivey has not gone to his chips yet. He took a look at his opponent. Counting out the chips. Still thinking.
Ostensibly.
Beautiful act Phil Ivey is putting on right
Yes.
now.
And your point is well taken. I mean, he would play it this way if he had a 10-3.
Cool.
And he calls.
Just calls. Oh, is that
the 9.
brutal?
Check.
Oh, my goodness. Jerry Fitt just got the worst card he could have possibly found in the deck. He now has a full house, 9s full of kings. He just checked it, though, because Jerry Fitt knows if Phil Ivey had a king, that 9 fills up Phil Ivey.
And Phil Ivey said, I'm all in.
Every single one of his remaining chips. Jerry Fitt has more chips than Phil Ivey, but that's a 106,000 chip bet. This is by far the hugest pot of the tournament. And Barry, that kind of bet, that all in there, to most players it would look like a guy who doesn't want to get called. And that sometimes can influence a player's decision. When you look at a guy who doesn't want to get called, normally you call him. This is a tough spot for Jerry Fitt. He has a full house. He improved his hand on the river.
How do you throw a hand like that away?
I don't think I could, honestly. But Jerry Fitt is having second thoughts.
Yeah, agonizing. Trying to figure what can he have.
It's simple as this. If he believes Phil Ivey has a king in his hand, he must fold. And he does.
Yes.
What a great fold. Will Ivey show?
Cut your losses.
He does not show.
Of course not.
And this way, Phil Ivey keeps the seed of doubt planted in his opponent's mind. The guy called a big raise on the turn. He improved on the river, and he'll never know until he watches our broadcast.
And there's no question about it. Right now, Phil Ivey is playing this table like